Hey folks, Leave here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you enjoyed my review of Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. And thank you guys for the 173 subs. I do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It means a lot. I do appreciate the support. I hope everyone's having a good day. Oh, I'm glad Trump is president now. Yes, I'll say it. I don't care. I shouldn't have said that, but that's just me. That's just my political opinion. But I'm not going to hear. But we're not going to discuss that politics here on my channel, okay? I keep that to myself because I don't want to argue with people. It's just pointless and stupid and a waste of time sometimes. Sometimes it's just best to keep your opinions to yourself. But that's just me saying that. But anyway, I want to focus on talking about this movie. Um, Again, guys, remember it's the mass profile picture that is my on my face. That is my YouTube channel. So do not forget that. You can watch videos on my other channel, but you probably do not want to subscribe to that one with a Batman profile picture on it. Subscribe to this one with the mass profile picture. Okay, subscribe to this channel and share this channel. Leave a 983. But anyway, today, y'all, what I've been doing on my YouTube channel, for those of you who know, my name is Levi McNally, and what I've been doing on my YouTube channel for a marathon, I've been doing a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. I have been reviewing superhero movies from this from the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now, what I'm doing, I call the 2010s era of superhero movies. Our 2010s era of superhero reviews. That is 2010. That is superhero movies that came out in the 2010 decades from 2000, starting in 2010 to 2019. And now I'm on the year 2013. I got two more movies to go. I was going to go with the third movie. It was going to be Iron Man and Hulk, but I looked at it on Prime Video and it costs like $20. I'm not spending freaking $20, on a movie. I'm sorry, even if it's short. I'm sorry, folks. I refuse to pay that much. But this movie, this is a sequel. But this next review, this is a 2013 sequel, and I hated the first movie that was directed by Matthew Vaughn. I really hated that movie. And this sequel, I didn't hate this sequel, but I did not care for it. I was not a fan. This is definitely going to be a rant because I did not care for this film. Was not a fan. This was just not for me. I'm not into these movies. This is, in my opinion, a pointless sequel. It was a sequel that it was an unnecessary sequel that didn't need to be made. But that is the 2013 black comedy superhero film, Kick Ass 2. Which again, it came out in the year 2013. 2013 was not good year for movies, so this probably came out at a bad time. And honestly, the first movie, I didn't even care for the first film. I hate the first movie. Yeah, if I start watching this movie more, I'll probably hate it more. Yeah, but Kick Ass 2, yeah, like I said, this is a sequel, and more, it is, the character himself is based on the Marvel Comics, Book 2 and Book 3 of Kick Ass, the David Lewis years by Mark Millar and John Brennan Jr. And again, Kick-Ass is a Marvel character. It's directed by Jeff Waldo. I think, let's see, Matthew Vaughn is a producer on this movie. He doesn't direct it, but he produces it. But anyway, for the production of this movie, let's get into that. On May 8th, 2012, as part of the sequel to Kick-Ass would be distributed by Universal Pictures, and that Matthew Vaughn had chosen Jeff Waldo, who also wrote the script, to direct the sequel. Yeah, because the first Kick-Ass movie on the $30 million budget, it made $96.2 million worldwide. The first movie did. So, of course, they were thinking sequel time. But it was distributed by Universal Pictures, and that Matthew Vaughn had chosen Jeff Waldo to direct it and write the sequel too. Later that month, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Chloe Grace Moretz, they reprised their roles as K.S. and Hit Girl, respectively. Chad Grosum Grissy and Daryl Riskin Grizzy performed uncredited work on Waldo's script to make Hit Girl more feminine and less grass than a lot of Laura older age. Yeah. In July 2012, Christopher Mintz plays confirmed that he returned as Chris DeMarco, who becomes the supervillain, the motherfucker. Not kidding, that's what he calls himself. Mint plays expressed belief that a rape and child murder scene from the comic book would be not included in the film. Wanted to compare the gang violence and story to the film The Warriors, which is a better movie. Warriors is a better movie. I'll take that over this, but that's just me. That same month, at least, Warriors come out to play. Yeah, that's more entertaining. than anything in this film. It was announced that John Guizmoso played a character named Javier, one of motherfucker's bodyguards. In August 2012, it was reported that Donald Faison would play the superhero Dr. Gravity. Also, the month Yancy Butler was set to for her role as Angie DiMarco, but you know, Lindsay Fusco stated that she's pointless in this movie. You just see her for like 5 seconds. I'm gonna spoil it anyway. You only see her for like 5 seconds in the movie. There's Katie Demox in a smaller role. Robert Evans was cast as a superhero called Insect Man. Morris Chestnut was confirmed to replace character. I like Morris Chestnut. Lindy Booth was confirmed to play Night Bitch, a superhero seeking to avenge the murder of her sister, which the movie does not play to that. I don't even remember that. But anyway, Andy Newman was next to play one of the villains in Tumor. Claudia Lee joined the cast as Brooke, the leader of a gang of school bullies. In 2012, Jim Carrey was cast in the role of Colonel Stars and Stripes, the leader of the superhero group Justice Forever. Also on Justice Forever. That's just laughable. Clark Dewey was part of the role. Christopher Robin began filming September 7th, 2012. Yeah. That Alex Prue would take over the role of Todd Haynes, who becomes the super ass kicker from Evan Peters. Evan Peters in the first movie. I guess because at the time Evan Peters, he was in the first movie. Let's see, today's his birthday, by the way. Is today his birthday? Oh yeah, it is. Happy birthday, Evan Peters. I guess you can say he was busy because I think, let's see, in 2014 he did X Men Days of Future Past, so I guess he couldn't do Kick Ass because he was playing Quicksilver. I'm not talking about Avengers of Ultron. I'm talking about the X Men Days of Future Past, X Men Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. Yeah. Well, he's probably busy playing in X Men Days of Future Past. Playing Quicksilver. So he's probably too busy to do the sequel at the time. Yeah. There is a Jim Carrey commentary on this movie. Several months before the film was released, Jim Carrey withdrew his support for the film on account of amount of violence in the wake of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. I'm like, Jim Carrey, what were you thinking doing this movie? Honestly, if I want to see you in a better comic movie, I'll watch The Mask. Oh yeah, Jim Carrey. His character dies in here. Spoiler alert, he dies. I said, I did kick ass a month before Sandy Hook, and now in all good conscience, I cannot support that level of violence. You can't blame. I don't like this movie, but I don't blame the school shooting that happened. You can't blame the movie Carrie. It wasn't the movie's fault. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love Jim Carrey. I've always been a huge Jim Carrey fan, but yeah, my apologies to the fault of the film. I'm not ashamed of it. Well, you should be because it's not really one of your best roles. You know, yeah. But honestly, Jim Carrey probably didn't even. Yes, they had a sequel stunts, just the school fight, which I don't really care to even watch because Matthew Vaughn. Yeah. Anyway, for the cast though, I'm sorry for going off, guys. But for the film's release, of course, you had the trailer and stuff, which I don't really care not too much. I don't. Yeah, just a 33% of Rotten Tomatoes. That's not that good in my eyes. It's barely average. It got Mr. Average reviews. Olsen found Hit Girl dealing with ordinary life more interesting than Kick-Ass trying to be a superhero, but feels the story is married to bad jokes by bodily functions. He criticized Taylor John's performance as a charisma free zone. Yeah, Kick-Ass 2 improves much. Not really that much. I'm sorry. Yeah, Chloe Grace man, she wanted to, summer's biggest teen badass. Okay, she deserved that. Filmmaker Quentin Tarantino named the film as one of the 10 best he has seen in 2013, which I'm sorry, I would not say. I disagree with that. That's just me. But that's his opinion. Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson as David Lewinsky, Kick-Ass, a high school superhero and a crime fighter. Aaron Taylor Johnson, he did go on to, of course, this in 2015, he'd be in Avengers: Age of Ultron as that Quicksilver in that movie. He was good in that film. Oh, he was in Shanghai Nights. Oh, okay. Oh, the kid that. Oh, okay. I never knew that. Okay, well, I never knew that. He was actually pretty good in that movie. You know what? I never knew that. The kid Charlie Chaplin kid in Shanghai Nights, The Secret of Shanghai Noon, starring Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. He was the kid in that movie. Okay, well I didn't know that. He did pretty good in that film. But as it becomes to know, he sucked in the movie Kick Ass. He sucks here too. He has an uncredited cameo in Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Adventures of Ultron. He's a Quicksilver, and he's good in those. Guys, of the 2014, he went to be. I hate that movie so much. I hate that film too. He was in Kraven the Hunter, but from I heard that film sucks. Christopher Mintz plays as Christopher Marker, the motherfucker. He's the son of deceased mobster Frank DeMarco, who was played by Mark Strong in the first movie. And the first movie is very misplaced. He calls himself motherfucker, the motherfucker, and he's basically supposed to be like the badass villain now. Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz comes back as Mindy Marketti, Hit Girl, daughter of the late Big Daddy. She's starting fresh in high school. Clark Duke as Marty, Battle Guy, Dave's friend. Morris Chestnut as Detective Marcus Williams. Christopher Mintz play, yeah, he's done the remake. He was in the 2011. He was the evil Ed in the 2011 remake of Fright Night. He was in Superbad and Role Models. Chloe Grace Moretz, I know she was in Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising, The Equalizer, Carrie remake, which I thought sucked, and the Tom and Jerry movie from I think 2022. Yeah, not big on Carrie Chloe Grace Moretz, but that's just me. And Addams Family 2, 1 and 2, the 2019 Addams Family CGI animated movie. She voiced Wednesday Addams. I thought she was good in that. Yeah. Clark Duke. He was in Hot Top Time Machine 1 and 2, I think. Was he in the sequel? Yeah, okay. I liked him in Hot Top Time Machine. Like I like that movie. That movie's hilarious. He's in also Superbad. Morris Chestnut. Um, the Game Plan. He was in that with the Rock. G.I. Jane. He was in that, which I'm saying. But he was in Like Mike. I remember seeing that in theaters, liking that movie. He was also in Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blowover Kit. Another movie. Yeah. Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. Uh, he was in that movie with Steven Seagal. Working with Steven Seagal in that movie. Ladder 49. I remember him in that movie. That was a pretty good film. There. There's a Joaquin Phoenix and Robert Patrick was in that, and I think John Travolta was too. Yeah, good movie. And Jim Carrey as Sal Paterno, Colonel Star Stripes. He was a former hitman for the DeMarco's mob, a born again Christian and vigilante. Jim Carrey, you know him from many movies like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Masked Dumb and Dumber. Probably the only actor to have, comedian or actor comedian, whatever, same thing. Um, to have three films that were successful the same year. He was, and of course, another comic book film, Batman Forever. He was in that. He played Edward Nigma, aka the Riddler. The Cable Guy, The Truman Show, Man on the Moon, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Doctor Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 2000. Yeah. And A Series of Fortunate Events, Liar Liar. Yeah. And Donald Faison as Samuel Gears, Dr. Gravity. Donald Faison, let's see. He was in Clueless. That was with Alicia Silverstone. The Quest. Uncredited though. I think that, okay, yeah, that was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that Van Damme directed. He was a member of the Titans. I think I remember him in that. He was also in Big Fat Liar. And Good Boy, he voiced Wilson. Yeah. John Lee Guatemala as Javier. If you were talking about another comic book film he did, yes, he was in Spawn. He was the evil clown, the fat clown, and was really terrible in that movie, in my opinion. And the John Wick movies, he was in John Wick and John Wick 2. And Super Mario Brothers, a movie which I do like. I do enjoy that film. And he was a villain in. I think he was one of the villain terrorists in Die Hard 2, Die Harder, or just Die Hard 2. I like I said, Spawn. And I guess Doctor Dolittle 1998. Well, he did a voice probably for that movie. In Ice Age, he voices Sid in the sequels too. August Prue as Todd, ass kicker. He was in Charlie St. Cloud, The Borgias, The Secret of Monocris. Yeah, sorry. Garrett Brown as Mr. Lewinsky, Dave's father. Oh my gosh. I didn't think about it. He was Bob Russell. He was Uncle Buck from Uncle Buck, Buck's brother. If you've seen Uncle Buck with the Johnny Candy. I can't believe I did not recognize this guy. And in the movie, I'm number 4. But man, I just remember Garrett Brown from Uncle Buck. Yeah. Hmm. Ian Clan as Ralph DeMacco, Frank's brother. Linda Booth as Miranda Swillow, Night Bitch. Beautiful actress, by the way. She was in American Psycho 2, The Skulls 2. Uh, she hasn't done too many movies after this. Robert Ems as David Kears, Insect Man. He was in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Stephen Mushke as Tommy's father. He was in the Underworld movies, some of the Underworld films. Monica DeLunan as Tommy's mother. Andy Nyman as the tumor, Tony. Daniel Cullen as Black Death. If you want to know the superhero movie, he was in the first Black Panther movie. He was also in the movie Get Out, which I really like that film. Horror film Get Out, I like that movie. Good film. And Tom Wu as Genius Carnage, X-Ray Hitman. He was also in Shanghai Nights and Out for a Kill. Olie Conant as Mother Russia. I can't say her name right. Yancy Butler. She's in this movie as Chris's mother. Yeah, DeMarco's mother. She was in Drop Zone 1994 and Hard Target with John. Drop Zone was 1994 with Wesley Snipes, and Hard Target she did that with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Good movie. Yeah, and the Lake Placid sequels. Even if you don't like Lake Placid 3 or 4, her character's good in that movie. And I liked her in Hard Target. She shoots a guy in the balls. So, Claudia Lee as Brooke. Never seen this actress in other movies. Elena Porno as Dulce. Benedict Wong as Mr. Kim. Oh, Benedict Wong. This is the same guy. Damn it. But Benedict Wong. I know him from Doctor Strange. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, because he, a couple of years later after Kick Ass 2, he would go on to be, he would go to play Wong in Doctor Strange. Yeah, and Avengers Endgame, and Infinity War, and Shang-Chi and Legends of the Rings, and Spider-Man No Way Home, and Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness, playing Wong. Sophia Wu as Erica Chu, Kate's friend, Anthony just Musford as Convict, number 1. Yeah. The film was directed by Jeff Fuller and written by him. Now let's see. Films that he's directed and written. Films Cry Wolf, Prey, Never Back Down, which, okay, I'll admit I like that movie. And Nonstop, he was an executive producer on that was with an action thriller film. Mystery action thriller film, starring Liam Neeson. I like that film. Truth or Dare, which I heard sucked. Fantasy Island, which I heard was not a very good movie. Was it? Well, I don't know. We get 8% of Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, I can't. I don't think Jeff Wall is that great of a director. It feels like his movies get negative reviews now. But the best movie I've probably ever seen him do was Never Back Down. You know, uh, yeah, that's Sarah Sean Ferris and Amber Heard. I don't like Amber Heard in that movie. My only problem with that movie. Despite that, though, I do enjoy Never Back Down. It's probably the only movie I like with that Jeff Waldo did that I like. It's based on Hangar on Kick-Ass 2, Lost to the Wall by Mark Miller and John Bremer Jr., produced by Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn, who directed the first movie, and Kingsman: The Secret Service and The Golden Circle. I like this film, but I hate Kick-Ass and I hate X-Men First Class. Adam Bowley, Mean Machine, Swept Away, Layer Cake. I'm just, yeah. And Kingsman: The Secret Service and Golden Circle he produced. And Silent Night. Was that with the, oh, no. Wrong movie I'm looking at. Cinematography by Tim Maurice Jones. The film was edited by Eddie Hamilton. He edited films like Swept Away, the first Kick-Ass movie, X-Men First Class, The Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, and Fallout, which have good action in them, at least in my opinion. And Top Gun Maverick, really well edited movie. And he edited Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2 in The Final Reckoning. He edited that. The music is by Henry Jackman, who did scores for like Kong Skull Island, X-Men First Class, Puss in Boots, the first Kick-Ass movie, Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6, Pixels, Ron's Gone Wrong with the Interview, Detective Pikachu, and Matthew Hart Margison. He's worked with Hans Zimmer. He's done collaborated with Henry Jackman on films like Kick-Ass 2, King's Secret Service, and The Golden Circle, Transformers Prime, Truth or Dare, and I think it was Star Wars, Young Jedi Avengers. Okay. The production company is Mar Films, Plan B Entertainment, shipped by Universal Pictures, Tobo. It was released August 16th, 2013. It's 103 minutes long, about 1 hour and 43 minutes long is the running time of this movie. The budget to make the movie was $28 million. Box office made $60.8 million worldwide. So I would say the film was a minor success, or moderate success, if you will. I wouldn't even say it's that big of a hit. Iron Man 3 made billions of dollars at the box office, so yeah. Compared to $60.8 million, I'm sorry, that's kind of it's surpassing your budget, but it's not. I wouldn't say this one was a huge hit. That's why I don't think you got a third movie. Yeah, they probably planned a third movie, but it really never happened. Probably did, but I don't remember Kick-Ass 3 ever being released. It's been what since the movie came out? 12. It's gonna be I think 11 years since this movie came out. Sorry. Yeah, I hope they never make a sequel to this. Not with Aaron Johnson. But anyway, so anyway, the story for this movie for Kick-Ass 2 is that Dave and aka Kick-Ass and Mindy, aka Hit Girl, are trying to live as normal as teenagers and briefly form a crime fighting team. After Mindy is busted and forced to retire as Hit Girl, Dave joins a group of amateur superheroes led by Colonel Stars and Stripes, that is played by Jim Carrey, a formed mobster. Just as Dave and company start to make a real difference in the streets, the villain, formerly known as Red Mist, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who was the son of mobster Mark Strong, Frank DeMarco. Chris rears his head yet again, and he plans to take over. He becomes the villain known as the Motherfucker, and he wants to get revenge on Kick-Ass, so his life is to tear his life up, make his life miserable. He does something so bad to get Kick-Ass on him, and that's the story of the movie. Yeah. So, yeah. But I'll talk about the movie itself and give you my final thoughts. And again, I didn't care for this film. To me, this was just a pointless and utterly useless sequel that we didn't need. You know, what do you think? Deadpool got Deadpool and Wolverine. That's kind of like your Deadpool 3 right there. Yeah, no. That's what I don't like about these movies. They try to be Deadpool and they just fail. Sorry. Yeah. But anyway, I do like when the movie opens up though with Dave and Mindy training, and like Nicolas Cage. Who I did miss the. By the way, I think Nicolas Cage and UK in real life do know each other. I think they might have been in a movie called Peggy Sue Got Married. Maybe I'm not sure what I'm talking about, but if this movie would have been called Big Daddy and Hit Girl 2, along with Colonel Stars and Stripes teaming up with them, Jim Carrey, yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to see that kind of movie, and them kicking ass in the entire film. That would have been a much better movie. Um, but she's like, Dave, don't be, she shoots him. And again, Dave, and Ted Johnson's character, he's a wimp. He's still a sissy. I don't like his character kick ass in here. He gets his ass kicked, so he's just a lame superhero, in my opinion. Yeah, but she shoots him. And Mindy tries to go to school, but she'll skip school with a train. You know, Dave has to retire. He decided to become retired, SKS still has his girlfriend Mindy or whatever the girl's name is, I completely forget. But you see him talking to Dave, Mindy talking. Dave's girlfriend slaps something that they call him, you're a child molester or something like that. You're a molester. He's even trying to. There's a scene where he's trying to fix his suit. He's like trying to fix his suit or whatever in the back. His dad, he's like, "Oh, son, you're just playing with your balls. That's natural thing." But you know, his dad thinks he's masturbating, and he's not, of course. But his dad thinks that. He's like, "No, Dad, I wasn't doing that." You know. And he trains with Mindy, and she kicks his ass, and he's such a wimp. Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Okay, yeah, he gets the muscles in this movie, but honestly, it looks like he's more trying to, you know, go for a Chip and Dale sketch instead of trying to be acting, just trying to look good. You know, that's all he looks like is a model, and his acting is just going to be terrible, in my opinion. Best performance I've ever seen him give was in Shanghai Nights. Like I said, when he was a kid, a lot better than that movie, and I didn't. I was surprised that's him. Anyway, though, after following the death of his father, Christian Marco him and his mom Nancy Butler arguing. Like I said, she only has good actress, but she dies within 5 seconds. She's like, she goes like in a what do you call it when you try to do like a suntan in a machine? And he's like, I wish you would die, and he kicks the machine, and she literally dies. And he checks out his mom's stuff, and it's like he's putting bondage stuff on his face, and he goes like, I'm gonna put the motherfucker now. And he plans to build a super group, a super group of super villains. He gets his ass kicked from the guy from Get Out. He says, "You want to be called Black Death? You know, you want to pay you $100 million? You know, give me to join me up." He's like, "Okay." He goes to call Mother Russia. He goes to his own team, and he's in control of his father's criminal empire. Calling himself the Toxic Mega Cunts, which what they do is it's his sister. I forget their names. Mother Russia, and he swears vengeance on Kick-Ass. Uh, but there's a scene though where when they're training, again, like Sharon Johnson, she makes Dave dress up like a pimp. And he tries to fight, but he gets his ass kicked, so Hit Girl has to save him. And again, not like Hit Girl, but you barely get Hit Girl in this movie. Only in the beginning, at the end. For halfway of the movie, though, in the middle of the whole film, she doesn't get to be Hit Girl anymore because Marcus, you know, well, she ends up kicking her. She stabs one guy in the foot, and the bag she just, you better just stop doing crime. He tries to pull a knife on her, so she uses her knife that she has in her, or she cuts his arm off. Not his arm, but cuts off his hand. Was cool. And then Mindy's told by Marcus, he finds out that, he's in her, like, you just need to be Mindy, a regular teenage girl. So she quits because of this. He convinces her. So Kick Ass meets Colonel Sturgeon Trucks. Jim Carrey, he's fine in here. I didn't like him at first, but he's character grown on me. But that ends when he dies. But he doesn't die yet. We just meet him and they're talking about them being superheroes. One of them sounds like, Dave, it's you. And again, forgive me. This is my first time seeing this film, and probably the only time I've ever really watched this movie. But the friends, they talk, they help people, they fight some crime, they go to Jim Carrey gets his dog to bites. The guy that plays Wong in the Doctor Strange movies is like the villain, and Jim Carrey and them, you got some good music going on, na 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 na, some good music. Some of the soundtrack is nice, I'll admit. But he's this guy, he's like, and Colonel Stars and Stripes, he gets mad when you swear because he's a born again Christian. So if you take the Lord's name in vain, he's gonna get you up. You swear, cuss, say a swear word, which Marcus more chestnut when Mindy Chloe Grace cusses, he has like a thing called the swear jar. But Colonel Stars and Stripes, he'll either beat you up, and he's like one guy, he has the dog bite this guy in the nuts, which I thought was funny. Yeah, but Jim Carrey was good here, and Kick-Ass begins a relationship with Nightbit. With Nightbitch, they do this. He breaks up with Katie. Katie, yes, because she calls him a pervert, and slaps him. And again, the whole thing with Kick-Ass Nightbitch that I didn't really care. It was like the first movie, it's just forced, and they have no chemistry at all. Again, at least Deadpool had a girlfriend. You know, Monica Bellucci. Monica, I can't say her name right. Monica, I can't say this name, but Lee Tompkins from Gotham. At least they have chemistry, and I cared about that. Here, in Kick-Ass's relationship, it's just forced. They just kind of shoehorn that in. At least in my opinion, they did. Oh yeah, his friend Marty's battle guy. I'm like, that's a lame superhero name because yeah. But they get their friend. They call him ass kicker. They make fun of him. Mindy tries out for the dance team. She does good, but these girls get revenge on her. This guy tries to go date with her. She tries to like say some things, piss him off. So they did. So she gets revenge by getting this device that it makes you basically throw up and shit at the same time. Literally, this what this one girl is like. Ugh. I'm like, why do we think gross humor has to be funny half the time like that? Sometimes it works. Like when the Fairleys brother do it, they can do gross out humor really well. I'm like, Jeff Waldo, you are not Peter or Bobby Fairley. You cannot do gross humor. This just really feels forced and out of nowhere. But she does get suspended from school. And by the way, Dave's father, who thinks that he's on drugs, finds out he's kick ass. They have an argument, and Dave leaves home. And for some reason, Chris DeMarco goes to talk to his uncle, which is his father's brother, and he killed. John Leguizamo was going to be pretty good in this movie, but he dies. He gets stabbed in the throat and dies. Because I know you just gave me a reason. Man. He gets his assembles his team. They kill, Jim Carrey. They shoot him in the head. They kill Jim Carrey. They find out who his Justice Forever team is, and gonna track him down. They kill Jim Carrey first, so Jim Carrey's pointless in the movie. I don't know what he was thinking. Carrey, I think he did movies like Yes Man in 2008, and in 2009, I think his last movie was Christmas Carol, but not his last movie. But when we got in 2010s era, 2010s, Jim Carrey did a couple movies here and there, but they were not really good. I don't care to see I Love You, Philip Morris. I don't want to see Jim Carrey play gay man and kissing and making out with Owen McGregor. To me, that's disgusting. I don't care about that. I don't want to see that. Or playing a magician in a film that was very forgettable. Yeah, and then he did Dumb and Dumber 2, which is a crappy sequel, awful movie. Yeah, that movie's been out for 10 years now, and I still haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters back in 2014, about 10 years ago. If you used to ever watch that piece of shit again. But Jim Carrey, for me, he really, I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog is a superhero movie. Well, I would say superhero movie, but morely, a video game movie. It's kind of like a superhero movie. But Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, he's great, and I'm sure, and he's great in the third movie as well. But again, Sonic the Hedgehog that really in 2020 that revived his career. But in 2010s, Jim Carrey kind of did movies here and there, and not very much. And movies like this, it's just he was good as Colonel Stars, but he's just pointless. This is the time as his career when he was movie, when his career for movie, when his career was just going downhill. I felt that he could have done so much more, but it felt like he was choosing to be in bad movies with bad scripts. You know, but they go to Night Bitch. They find out who she is, and he's gonna try to like rape her or whatever. But his nuts is like limping or whatever, so he's trying to mess with his dick. Trying to, it's not working. But whatever they do to her. But anyway, Mother Russia, she kills some cops. Which Mother Russia is a badass villain. I would say this. Yeah, she beats some cops up. She puts a lawnmower in the back of a police car, backs up to another police car, and they get killed in a bloody way. And that was a pretty entertaining watch. You know, so police come down on costume villains and vigilantes. Uh, some of them get arrested or shot, but the police track down Kick-Ass. They arrest his dad, Uncle Buck's brother, and he tells his son, don't tell the police that you're a kick-ass and make it worse. Like, just take out the costume, son. And spoiler alert, Dave's father dies. Yeah, Dave's father gets murdered in police custody. They sabotage Miss Lily's funeral. They cannot. Dave is like, I don't want to be a superhero no more. I'm quitting, guys. But they cannot him. But Mindy rescues him, of course, because Dave is a wimp, a sissy for a character. Yeah, I'm not even calling him kick. I'm gonna call him get my ass kicked because that's what happens to him in this whole freaking two movies. And yeah, Mindy, she's Hit Girl's a badass. I like it when some guys she kicks one guy. It's a car. They're on the highway. And she shoots a couple guys and good action. She's like, pull over. Of course, it's the guy. And she's like the badass here. And she says, you know what? Tells Morris, of course, calls Morris Chestnut. She gets some call saying, I have to, I'm Hit Girl. That's who I am. It's not the costume. Hit Girl's who I am. So she puts her costume on, which is awesome to see. And David like taking a sharp check him. I was like, what? It was a nothing. I said, Dave, we're going to kill some guys tonight. So he puts some, he spends some Batman armor suit on her, the suit of her father, who's Big Daddy. And they go take on the toxic mega cunts. You know, yeah, there's a big fight. Like, this is trying to be Avengers Endgame, but Endgame, even though that's PG-13, that still had a better battle at the end. That was awesome. Even Infinity War had a better battle going on, in my opinion. Yeah. And Infinity War Endgame, especially the first Avengers movie, although it's PG-13, the battle at the end is awesome and very memorable. This is just lame. Okay, Hit Girl, I'll admit she does some cool stuff. She does get a bit of her ass kicked by Mother Russia, but she shoots herself up. Actually, Mother Russia shoots her with a serum drug that didn't kill her, but it'll just give her adrenaline. Then she kicks her ass and stabs her with a glass. Dave fights with Chris in their costumes, and he's like, "No, I have to die. You have to die. I have to let you end your legacy here." Whatever, something like that. He falls. He's at this bull shark in the water, and he's like, "I'm alive," but he gets eaten by the shark. He gets mauled and killed by the shark. I guess yeah, I can assume he's dead. But anyway, yeah, the editing in this film is terrible as well. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, there's a scene I mentioned where Kick-Ass is one of the Justice Forever guys. The guy from Big Fat Liar, and that's his name. But anyway, these guys record Kick-Ass. He fights with them, and again he gets his ass kicked. The guy has to save him, so they fight them at the end. Dave takes his mask off. They decided after that they decided to take away from superhero duties. They help people in ordinary lives instead. Minnie tells that she was leaving New York due to being wanted for murder, but she also gives Davis a kiss, which honestly I did not buy them having any chemistry like that. It's just very weird when she kissed him. Oh, this is my first kiss. I'm like, oh Chris, Chris survived the shark attack, and his limbs and genitals were bitten off by the shark. Complains about for attention. I'm like, okay, I didn't really care to see that ending, but and that's kick ass too. I don't really have too much to say about it. And that's the end of it. So let me finish up by saying this is a review slash rant, but I didn't care for Kick Ass 2. To me, it was a pointless. Again, I hate the first movie. The first movie I think sucks. It's boring. It tries to be Deadpool. That's the problem with the first movie. And Mark Strong does, I think, a good job, but it's just lame and forgettable. It's trying to be badass, and it's not. Matthew Vaughn does not know how to make a good superhero movie. Deadpool 1 and 2 are a lot better. And so is the two Punisher movies. With, uh, I don't care if he wears the skull on his chest or not. We're talking about the 1989 movie starring Dolph Lundgren. That film was more badass, and so was the 2004 movie. At least that had a better story. And Thomas Jane was a badass, and so was Dolph Lundgren a badass. And Ryan Reynolds' as Deadpool is a badass. Logan is a rated R movie, and that was awesome. If you want to talk about Marvel, some Marvel rated R movies. Some of the Ultimate Avengers movies were bloody and gory, had some badass fights in them. But this film sucks because number one, I think it's boring. I don't care for the story. Again, I don't, but things I like. I do like Chloe Grace from Rex this movie. I'm not a huge fan of her, but again, you don't get. halfway through the movie, she's not really being hit girl, she's just being Mindy. And I wanted to see her in action the whole movie, and you don't get to see that, sadly. Jim Carrey is good in this movie, but he's useless in this movie. It's wasted potential for him. It's like the time Jim Carrey's picking to do movies. It was like right after he did Christmas Carol in 2009, working with Robert Zemeckis. It's like he just didn't care to make good movies anymore. It's like Dumb and Dumber 2. That your Camp Park is just busy doing that, so he gets killed off during this movie. They kill him off, you know, which is stupid. He was killed off. I thought Jim Carrey was good. He was very entertaining, just like Nicolas Cage was good in the first movie. But they die. You have two great actors in this movie, and you replace them with two shitty ones. I'm sorry, I don't care for Christopher Mintz plays or whatever his name is, or Anthony Johnson. They both suck. Their acting is terrible in this movie. They try to play certain jokes in this movie. It doesn't work. And people trying to say we're being encouraged by Kick-Ass. I'm like, how? He's a lame superhero. Hey Girl's the real badass. Yeah, but in the directing, Jeff Wall did in writing. The script is not good. I didn't care for most of the dialogue. The film was mostly boring, and I didn't care for the story. You say it's nearly predictable what's going to happen throughout the movie. Like he's going to go to band of villains. He's going to be the villain of the movie. Yeah, and they're going to play stupid jokes that don't work. Yeah, I agree with the critics. The jokes don't make sense. Yeah, the cinematography is nice though in the film. From does have that cinematography a lot better than the first movie. The editing is freaking awful. The action scenes, just like this wham 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 wham, wham 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 wham, it's like see as you can see me in the camera talking, but if I'm shaking the camera, I'm like, can you keep the camera still with editing? Why does everything have to be so shaky? It's all shaking around. The camera is shaking in your face. What's with all the shaky cam? And people, like that's what I hate about the Dark Knight trilogy as well. Is the bad shaky cam. People say it's supposed to be realistic. That's not realistic. When you see somebody fighting, you actually really see it in real life. It's not a camera shaking in your face. And the music, or some music can be fun, especially with the scene with Jim Carrey is gets his dog to bite a guy in the balls, or he's fighting. That could be an entertaining scene. I didn't care about Kick Ass and um Night Bitch. Which that's the name. I don't like that. Calling her Night Bitch. I'm like, why not Night Women or something? Night Girl or whatever. Night Bitch. I'm like, that was insulting to call a woman that. That's offensive, I think, to call a woman. But I didn't care about the devil. Again, it just was forced. I didn't buy no chemistry between them. It was just, you know, hey, let's just fuck and that's it. Yeah, they fuck and that's it. Excuse my language, but that's what they do and that's it. You know, yeah, Deadpool 1 and 2, like I said, Ramos and the woman that played Lee Thompson about them, they had good chemistry. There's a good love story there. And when she dies in Deadpool 2, you feel Deadpool's pain. Well, Wade's pain about it. But in this movie, at least Deadpool kind of got a love story good, right? And was funny. Deadpool is hilarious. It's rated over. Deadpool, you know, cuts his finger off, his arm off, gives Colossus the finger. And even speaking of throwing up funny, when Deadpool was going to shoot Ajax in the head, and Colossus says, "No way, don't do it. You don't have to kill him." Deadpool gets tired and bams him in the head, and then Colossus, that was funny. Not this movie. This is trying to be Deadpool, and it fails on every level. Yeah, the Punisher movies are more serious, but at least when they have humor, they're good. Yeah, yeah. Christian Must is a crappy job. Jim Carrey is good, but he's in and Morris Chestnut, good actor, but he just has nothing to work with here. Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz, she's barely as hit girl in this movie. I want to see more hit girl in this movie, but no, she can't be hit girl because that's not who she's meant to be. Yeah, and Jim Carrey again, he dies in this movie, so I'm like, maybe in a way I think I could see it coming. Like I said, this movie can be very predictable. The story, the outcome of the story is lame. I didn't care for the story. I cared that his dad died. Feel sorry for that actor wasting his time here. Nice paycheck probably though, but bad directing, bad writing, bad editing. And some of the music is good, but again, you're not Deadpool. Deadpool 1 and 2 have better soundtracks. In the lead, Dave Lewinsky kick ass himself. He's lame. Oh my god, my camera's messing up. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, but Kick Ass 2, in my opinion, this is a lame sequel. One of the worst sequels I've probably ever seen. Yeah, I would say that. This is probably a review slash rant. I'm gonna say every rant. I don't hate this movie, but I don't care for it. I would. Some things improved though in the first movie. Well, not that I can think of. Well, at least you have Jim Carrey. And it does have some more entertaining moments, I think, than the first movie. Some moments can be entertaining, but some moments can be a little boring, and I just don't care. Yeah. Overall, I just didn't care for the sequel. Honestly, it's not much of an improvement, though. You know, because number one, they might have. Let's see with the sequel. Oh, it's an upcoming comedy film. Yeah. So it's a standalone sequel. Yeah, again, but the sequel's not called Kick-Ass, so apparently the Kick-Ass movies didn't make big money. The first one made, yeah, it made money, but not as much money as the Avengers films. Probably Iron Man 1 and 2, or even Iron Man 3, or Thor, or Captain America the First Adventure. Those movies made more money. Why? Because we get entertained by them. They're entertaining films. They make more money. They're more films that you care about seeing at the time. 2010, I cared more. 2013, even though I don't like Iron Man 3, I was more interested in watching that. Yeah, Lone Ranger and RPT suck. I say those are worse than this, but those films are just as bad as just the first Kick-Ass, and this film was just as bad too. I don't care for Kick-Ass 2. Lame sequel. So anyway, my rating for Kick-Ass 2, honestly, despite some entertainment moments in it, yeah. And I thought Jim Carrey, more Chestnut, Florence Pugh Morris, for her time as a bit sick girl, she was entertaining, and I liked the Mother Russia character. Despite that, though, still didn't care for the sequel. So I'm gonna rate this film 2 out of 5 stars. Yes, because there's something I liked a little more than the first one. But overall, still a crap sequel. 2 out of 5 stars because sometimes it can be entertaining a little bit. Some moments can be entertaining in the film. I do like some of the performances, but like Jim Carrey's great, but Jim Carrey dies in here. So if you're expecting a hilarious, Jim Carrey to be in this full movie blown in your face, the whole movie, he dies like right in the middle of the film. So it's kind of a pointless movie to watch. It's a pointless, utterly useless sequel that we didn't need. It's just a pointless sequel, in my opinion, and unnecessary. And I'm gonna give Kick-Ass 2 a thumbs down as well, and 2 out of 5 stars. Saying this is just a bad movie that I can't barely ever say I want to watch again. I'd rather watch Howard the Duck. As bad as that is, as much problems I have with this film, is less boring. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put the rating down. I'm gonna give this film 1 out of 5 stars. Screw it. It's not entertaining. There's not really entertaining anything about this movie. They're both. You know what? Fuck this movie and the first movie. Screw both movies. They suck. Kick Ass 1 2 can kiss my ass. Thumbs down for both of the movies. Yeah, this is a full blown rant. Review slash rant. But I just don't care for this movie. But guys, if you like Kick Ass 2, tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think it's better than the first movie? Do you like the first movie more? What do you think of these Kick Ass 1 2 in your opinion? Do you like them or do you hate them? I hate them. I think they're just not good movies. I'd rather watch Deadpool 1 2, The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, and The Punisher from 2004 with Thomas Jane, or Logan, or even The Wolverine. The Wolverine was a better movie than this. Yeah, that should have been more R-rated. This film was R-rated, but it doesn't work. It's trying to be funny and over the top, and it just doesn't work. You know, you don't make your lead a weak link. You know, yeah, you don't make him a sissy, a wimp. That's what they did with this in this movie, and that's why it doesn't work in my opinion. That's why it's just a lame sequel, and it's forgettable. So I've seen better sequels. Iron Man 2 is better. Batman Returns. Talking about comic book sequels, Superman 2, the lesser version I like more than this. Yeah, that's meant lighter, but anyway, I love Batman Returns. That's a better movie than this. That's very underrated and more memorable than this. Heck, even The Dark Knight's more memorable than this. At least I had Heath Ledger in it. Yeah. and he didn't die in the movie at all. He was entertaining through the whole movie. The Batman was better. Yeah, Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons is a rated R movie, and that's better. Yeah, but if I want to go with comedy from Marvel, I'll just watch Deadpool 1 and 2, you know, and hopefully Deadpool Wolverine, because I'm sure those films are much better to watch than these two movies combined. You know. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and stay tuned for my next review. My next 2013 review will be another revisit review, and that will be for the 2013 MCU movie, which I believe is the. Sorry, I'm just counting. Iron Man, April Hulk. Okay, yeah, this is the eighth film. It's the eighth movie in the MCU franchise, Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and that will be a revisit review for starring Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tom Hiddleston, and Anthony Hopkins, and that is Thor: The Dark World. Yes, which will be a revisit review. So stay tuned for this revisit review. Probably will be tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. This will be my last review for 2013, and then we will move on to the year 2014. So stay tuned for more reviews, guys. I don't got to work much this week, so hopefully I'll be doing a lot more reviews this week. And keep on subscribing and watching. And again, if you like KS2, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. It's just my opinion. Again, guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of the Kick-Ass movies in your opinion? Do you like them or do you hate them? And do you think the sequel was better or worse in your opinion? And stay tuned for my revisit review for Thor: The Dark World, the eighth MCU movie. Yep, which is next. So stay tuned for Thor: The Dark World. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Tomorrow, probably. Excuse me. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.